We are going to see about the need for standard I/O interfaces in a computer system. So, if you see such an interconnection in case of a computer system, what we have a processor of the system, then the main memory is there, and if we choose to use the processor's bus or the system bus itself to interface the main memory and maybe all other I/O components, what happens is all these devices will be dependent on the processor's bus architecture. Okay, so if the processor is going to change from one generation to another, what happens is all these devices should also change along with the processor, right? You have the main memory, printer, keyboard, you have even the disk, network interface, everything. All these things should also be updated along with the processor. So that is not a feasible approach as far as device manufacturers like this RAM, printer, keyboard, disk, or even consumers like us won't find it feasible. So this approach is actually not feasible, right? That is directly interfacing even your primary memory or your devices with the processor's bus is not feasible from an economic perspective, and electrically also this is not feasible as processor's bus or the paired pins directly from the processor won't be able to drive all these devices in a proper way, and you will be restricted with the number of devices you can interface with your processor. So we have to have a new way or a way which can solve all these two problems from the manufacturer perspective and from a consumer's perspective. So this architecture shown here can be one such solution. So here what is the solution adopted? Here again we have processor, and here we have the processor bus. Okay, main memory is shown here as interface directly to the processor bus, but if you consider the case of other devices like keyboard or CD-ROM or even hard disk, they are interfaced through multiple other chips or multiple other peripheral interface protocols. So if you see here, the first level of interface of these devices from the processor is through a PCI protocol or a PCI I/O interface. Then when we narrow down to individual devices, maybe in the case of this hard disk, this disk actually uses a controller, right? A disk controller which interacts with another bus protocol named SCSI protocol, and the SCSI in turn interacts with this PCI protocol to finally communicate with the processor. Okay, so it is not direct dependency with the processor. It is in turn, the communication is in turn dependent on another set of bus protocols which are actually standardized. Okay, note that we can't actually standardize a processor design, as new and new innovations are coming every day, and new and new requirements are made to a processor's architecture, right, in case of power or size or whatever the case may be. So we can't standardize a processor design, so that is out of the window. So the only thing that we can do is we can standardize how we talk with the devices, right? How we talk with a hard disk, or how we talk with keyboard or mouse or video device, we can standardize that. So we have protocols such as SCSI or USB and all, and what we can do is these protocols can be made to interact with another protocol which is more or less constant across different generations or standard across different generations. Okay, so that is why we follow such a hierarchy. Okay, we have our device, and we have a device dependent protocol, and then we have a standard protocol which will interface this device dependent protocol with the processor. Okay, so that is why we use a hierarchy of standardized I/O interfaces. Note that again these I/O interfaces need not be constant or fixed across various generations. Okay, we have various versions of SCSI as well as we have various versions of PCI and all. But the thing here is, even though these protocols PCI or SCSI change, they won't directly affect the processor design. Okay, that is, these protocols are actually dependent on the processor design. So the processor design actually will help us to design or enhance these protocols, and even though these protocols, if they choose to get enhanced by themselves, okay, even exceeding the processor's capability, it will be restricted by these interfaces to the processor. So actually it is economically feasible to change a standardized I/O protocol device like a bridge than to change a processor from a system. That is why we have such a level of hierarchy in case of devices or a computer system. So that this is the reason why we have many interfaces at various levels in a computer system.